Hey AfterBuzzers, thank you so much for tuning into the Guilt After Show here at AfterBuzz TV. Tonight we are going to be discussing Season 1, Episode 3, Exit Strategy, and we have a very special guest coming in, so please stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Oh yeah. Guys, you just gotta shake it off if anyone didn't know that. Grace learned that this episode. Hey AfterBuzzers, thank you so much for coming back to the Guilt After Show here at AfterBuzz TV. I'm your host, Sam Davidson. I'm so sorry I haven't been here the past couple weeks, but I've been watching, I've been obsessed, and I have a lot to say. I'll be your lead host for the rest of the season, so I'm really excited to hear your thoughts. Like we said, we have a fun guest coming in. He is yet to arrive, so we're gonna get started without him. I also have a full panel here with me, all these lovely people. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves and let us know where we could find you on the Twitter?
Hey guys, I'm Gabriel Gonzalez. You can reach me on Twitter at @GOntv.
Hi, I'm Becca Brown. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at BeccaBTalksTV.
Hey guys, I'm Renee Ariel, and you can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at Renee Ariel.
Did I jump the gun on you guys? They look like they're about to go. I was like, wait, I thought I'd go first.
Hey, no one knew. You just told our secret. You can find me, Sam Davidson, at SamB43 on Twitter and Instagram, and we have Becca in the live chat.
Yes.
Rolling away, and we have a lot to talk about this episode. So, do you think we should tell them who's hopefully coming, or should we just wait for the surprise?
I think it should be a surprise.
But I think I tweeted out.
Oh yeah.
We've
Well,
all tweeted.
if you guys want to know, then you can look on Twitter. But if you want to be surprised, then just keep on watching.
Exactly.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. If not, then just kidding. No, I think he will be here. You guys, this episode was really good. I thought it has been because I felt the first episode, for me at least, it went very fast, and I had to rewatch it several times.
Me too. We were introduced to a ton of characters.
Yeah. I feel like this episode, I finally am like, oh, that's their name. Okay.
Yes. Finally learning all of the characters' names and learning a little bit about each one of them, which I like.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm actually really proud of how well I'm learning names for the show.
Yeah, me too.
No, definitely. I love how, we've really gone past that introductory phase for all the characters, and we're really starting to see just not just how they are with other people, but more specifically the tensions and just how one could really irk the other or maybe get along with one of the others. So that's one of the things that I think is starting to get more fun for me watching the show.
So what's most fun for me at this point is that we get to see some of the private moments in the characters just self-reflecting, which is when you kind of get to see who they really are and their reactions to things. Whereas at the beginning, everybody was putting on like a face. Everybody was just trying to be what they wanted you to be, but now we're getting to see like a reaction of someone after a phone call or something so small. So I'm really enjoying it. I really liked Mrs. Linley, Beatrice.
Oh my gosh,
She stole the show.
Holy cow.
Creeped me out.
Crazy.
She was fantastic.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
fantastic
so
actress.
good.
Fantastic
but
actress,
psycho.
but scary character.
Oh, yeah. But, she was angry. And as we were left at the end of the last episode, Patrick went to go attack Professor Linley, and then Beatrice shot him. And what did you guys think at the end of last episode? Because we heard the second gunshot, so they maybe led you to believe that Patrick was shot, which he was.
My prediction, full zombie land, that Mrs. Linley did the double tap on, her husband, who we know he'd been cheating on her with his students. So I thought that there's no way they're going to kill Patrick, already in week 3. I didn't see her killing herself, so I thought, well, she probably just put another bullet in her husband just, to let out that extra anger. Mm-hmm. And I was wrong. I didn't expect that. I also don't know, Patrick was right there next to Professor Linley, so how do you miss point blank? If that was her plan, was she just trying to let him get away or get the suspicion off of... Well, I guess it makes sense, because the suspicion would have been on her if... Patrick was also dead.
Killed 2 people.
Yeah. It's like, well, I know why you killed him, but how did he die?
Yeah.
What do you guys think about her? I mean, do you think she knew she was going to go to prison this whole time? No.
I don't think she expected to go to prison. I think she's a psychopath and expected to get away with shooting her husband.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was like perfect timing for this woman. She's like thank you so much for breaking in,
Yeah.
Patrick.
She's
Because
like,
now I have an alibi. This is fantastic. I think this woman's a psycho. I think she's been planning this for a long time. She's probably, I mean, she was pissed at her husband, as anyone would be, but she's like, okay, how can I get away with his murder?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, didn't go as planned.
Yeah.
Patrick walks in. That's how.
And, you know, we'll get into this later, but it was it was kind of nice to see him cleared so soon. But it was a fun scene. I watched some videos on the internet about them shooting that, and hopefully we'll find out more about how they got to shoot that, potentially. Very soon.
Yeah.
My initial thought was, wow, Linley has a lot of enemies.
Or just, like, a lot of young mistresses.
That too.
Yeah,
Oh my
I
gosh,
mean,
I know.
Too
When
many
you're the-
young mistresses.
when you're that sleazy, you're gonna get a lot of people willing to put a bullet in you, I feel
Yeah.
like.
What is with these older men and these younger women? I mean, like, usually there's one in a show. Do you
But
know what I
guys,
mean?
We live in Los Angeles.
But they're in London.
That's
Like-
true. That's true. I feel like to
Ace.
me it doesn't even faze me. 'Cause I'm like in LA, that's such a norm, unfortunately. But there, it's like it's an ongoing theme. It's just, but it's like dirty just because of who these characters are and just the whole storyline in general with murder.
Sleaziness, in my opinion, knows no borders. I think that's what I got out of it. And also, I don't. It's like, I mean, is it the smartness because you're a professor? I mean, he didn't seem that suave or anything like that. It's like, really? I
Yeah.
mean, you get all that attention.
He's so, and he's not that sexy. He's not that, you know, even though he's a professor, he kind of seems to leave some things like,
I gotta say,
out
do you
there.
think that all those students in, London, they settle for that professor because they can't have Prince Theo or something?
listen, okay, if I were in London, and I was with men with accents, I would not be picking a Professor Linley.
I know, right?
Oh, no.
No thanks.
Yeah,
All right.
honestly, I would be more apt to pick James, over him. But he's
Yeah.
also a weirdo that loves like young girls.
I'm just so sad that he left that library in Sunnydale, to be honest.
I know, I was like, okay, this is kind of embarrassing, right? So I've watched these episodes, the first two, a couple times.
Yeah.
And I have a cat named Buffy, so a lot of, as you can assume, I'm a big fan. It was only the other day when I was rewatching the other episode, I was like, holy cow. Oh my god. That's Giles. What's happening? And then I was like, found out Grace was his daughter in real life.
Right?
Whoa, this is crazy.
First week,
Yes.
he was fangirling about that one.
Fangirling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Fan.
Yes.
No.
Fanboying.
Fanboying.
All right, there we go.
Fanboying.
Okay, here's the thing. I binge watched that show a lot, so the first time I saw him, I was like, yes, he's on the show. I mean, it's weird
never
seeing him in
missed
such a
watch.
different role, but it's fun. I mean,
Yeah,
I think
it's
the
awesome.
diehard fans, the fact is we love him so much, and it's great to see him. And you know what? He's doing a great job playing a sleazy character.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
had a lot more in him than I thought.
Yes.
Speaking of Grace, she's going through some stuff per our opening song that she needs to shake off.
Yeah.
Being all
Being cyberbullied.
well, basically, yeah, she is being cyberbullied, but being someone that's accused of murder on the internet these days is it's not easy.
Apparently not.
Do you have any experience?
Just apparently. I mean,
Apparently.
You know what? I've seen it, and being a writer, sometimes people don't really,
Yeah.
if they got something to say, it's like, are
They'll
you
say it.
stupid or something? And then it's like, excuse me? But when I look at that scene, I'm thinking, why would you want to go on Twitter at a time like this?
Well,
I mean, I understand the storyline, but I thought it's like, you know what? You're being accused for murder. Of course you're going to have a million people saying, of course she did it. Throw the book at her. So I thought, like, that maybe it's that Freeform young adult logic.
any
coming into
girl,
play.
what do you think?
Yeah,
I know
no.
you're going to say something smart, Renee.
Yeah. Oh, pressure. Okay,
AfterBuzz
but
TV
something really
exclusive. No.
Okay, no, that
No pressure.
scene with Grace looking at her phone and getting overwhelmed. Here's what bothered me about it. She threw her phone across the room after reading it. Like, just put it down. It's a phone. Like, you're on Twitter. All you have to do, turn it off. Lay it down. You don't have to throw it against the wall. Phones are expensive.
Yep.
Like, what about your sister? Is she gonna have to pay for that? Or your like, just put it down nicely. Also, you can deactivate your account.
Yes.
Like, she kept looking at it, and I get like the feeling the need or some sort of desire to look at it because you just kind of want to know what's happening even though you don't, but it's, you know, it's just there so you want to hear it.
Yeah.
But, like, don't. Like, deactivate your account. There's a way to get people off your back at this time, and social media makes it so you can literally turn off the haters.
Yes, but with that being said, one of the evils of social media is that it's kind of like you want to stop, but you can't stop. And regardless of if Grace killed Molly, she has issues. Either way.
A lot. She has a lot to be guilty for.
Yeah.
But
You see? Yeah.
So, you know, she isn't a perfect person, and I'm sure she's gotten a lot of praise on social media. Oh, you're so beautiful, you're so pretty. She probably loves that stuff. And now she's getting hate, and, you know, she's not a good person, but we still don't know if she killed Molly. So, we'll see. Next, we have James getting a call from Roz, who is, like, in the scream voice, kind of. It's like, this is just so silly.
No, that's what I was thinking. I was like, wait, Scream? What?
Yeah, I know. I was like, this is a different show, but it's on tonight, too. I'm so confused. But she is blackmailing. Blackmailing.
Yeah, blackmailing.
Yeah, that's the word. You know, she wants only 30,000 pounds. I thought that was, like, a little cheap. I mean, in all honesty, these are very rich people.
I know.
I think was the concept that she just wanted enough to, because she owed 20,000.
I mean, that sounds like a lot of money to me.
She just wanted enough to have sex in with her girlfriend.
Okay, I think she wanted enough to pay it off, and then enough change to, you know, line the bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For things to, you know, make it more interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think about her, Roz? You know, guilty, not guilty, bad person? What's happening here?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if she's a bad person per se, because I mean, the evidence she had made this guy look bad for a reason, you know? So I don't necessarily, I think it's a very gray area with them, who's bad. She shouldn't have blackmailed someone, but I don't know if necessarily her character is bad. I think there was good intention there, I want to say. I do, however, think she's really smart. Really smart, and I wasn't expecting that until this episode. I was like, wow, this girl's got a plan. She knows what's up. But
yeah, I would say she's my suspect number one.
Yeah,
and,
really?
Yeah, yes.
I don't trust her at all.
Easily, and I think because she's so manipulative. I mean, when you think about it, she pretty much, her friend did not know that she was gonna set him up. You know, and she didn't. I feel like we would have seen him in the club at the end of the scene. And just, if I were her friend, I wouldn't trust her. If I were Grace, I wouldn't trust her. I think Molly and her probably just had an only physical relationship. And because she's so hard to feel emotions for, I feel like maybe that led to some tension down the line. That's just my theory. But yeah, I just don't trust Roz, even if she says she's on your side, or even if she needs something from you.
But the thing is, with her friend, she didn't necessarily screw him over because she did pay him still. He was just a pawn in her game, you know? If she screwed him over in the end, like didn't pay him or something, I would be more, I guess, wary of her. But because she did pay him and didn't want him to know all the details because that might ruin her plan, I think it just goes down to her being smart.
Mm-hmm. Well, she kind of screwed him over by, like, having people chase after him.
Oh, she was planning on completely, because that's why she had him there, because she knew that Stan was or somebody was going to be there during the pickup. Yeah, so, you know, she's smart. Until this episode, I was like, oh, that girl's gonna die.
No, I don't think she's gonna die.
Now
I'm thinking
she's smart, and she might not.
She has a master plan.
Yeah, she did.
She did something. She might not have killed Molly, but she did something.
Agreed.
I think she killed Molly.
I agree, too.
Well, God, let us know what you guys think in the chat, because there is so much to know. We let's go to Grace and Luke for a minute. We have a phone call that, to me, what?
Which phone call are we talking about? I like the you don't sound good, baby.
I wrote that down.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, no, obviously, Luke, she doesn't sound good. What a stupid statement. Oh, you don't sound good, baby. Yeah, she doesn't sound good because she's being accused of murder of her best friend. I hate this guy.
Okay, that's the thing that guys say when they're trying to sound supportive, but still trying to...
Don't
Trying
say
to be
that.
Just
flirty.
stating what's happening in the moment. Like, you're breathing right now, baby. Like, it's just, I don't know. I think he's ridiculous.
He was trying to show concern and keep
What?
Grace, feeling a certain way about him. That's what
Yeah,
that
not
came
about
from.
him.
He misses her. She wants to stay away from him because of all this bad publicity on the internet. And he was going to come over, and then she tells him not to.
Good for you, Grace.
She wasn't doing it for herself. She was doing it for her image.
It's a step.
Willpower.
He ghosted her for a week, guys. Right when
true.
this happened. Like, I don't like this guy, and I just don't trust him at all.
Yeah, but I feel like Grace is playing him a little bit too. Just
Grace
like,
is playing-
it's
is
like
playing a lot
keeping
of
him
people.
on that line and then reeling him back when she wants to satisfy certain needs.
I feel like Grace is an expert at that.
Yeah, that's what I
Really?
think. I agree.
I don't
know
agree
you're right.
with that because I think Grace right now is thinking about so many other things as opposed to just like her lover. I don't think she's trying to manipulate him or any way or even like hang him on a string. Like, I honestly think right now she just has other priorities, I guess. And I think usually in the relationship he has the upper hand, he makes the calls, but right now she is only because of the position she's in. I think she's like head over heels this stupid dummy.
I think she gets head over heels probably for a new guy every couple
Yeah.
months. Ugh, those girls.
On the chat, Babe said Luke is such a douche, and he misses having sex with Grace.
Yep,
not her.
I was thinking the
Yeah,
same
of
thing. Thank you for
Yep.
saying it first, so
Agreed.
I wasn't, saying that, but I'm glad you did. Yeah, he's just like
they
a horny
both
guy.
miss it.
Yeah. Well, but she doesn't miss it.
Makes a lot of sense. Exactly.
They both miss the sex.
He misses it more.
Yeah, I think he definitely misses it more.
Yeah.
I think right now he's like, oh, like, do you want me to come over? Oh, you sound sad. What do I need to say to get over her house? But she's like, I have other things to worry about, Luke.
It's like,
Yeah, please don't
Hang
come. You're gonna make this situation so much worse for me. Keep it in your pants. So also we have, after they have that conversation, we see Patrick,
Yes.
who is like on the run. I thought that scene was a little silly and funny when he robbed the 7-Eleven to get like hydrogen peroxide. Because I'm like, really, dude? Like, stop trying to draw attention to yourself. Do you not have any cash? Just pay him.
yeah.
Just pay him.
He doesn't seem like the kind of guy who, has the kind of plan thought through. We know he's a very emotional guy,
Impulsive.
very passionate. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. He's very impulsive and, put it this way, I think he went to Professor Linley's house with the intention of killing him and being able to walk home. He obviously wasn't expecting it, and that's why he ended up, going on the run without money.
Yeah. But it was all very interesting how it went down.
I don't think he ever wanted Linley dead.
Really?
I don't think so either. I think
No.
he went
I
over
thought
there
he
to
did.
question him.
No.
He let his, like, anger
Yeah,
get
he let
in the
his
way.
anger out.
So he was, like, punching him. He wanted to get answers, and then before he could get any answers or really hurt the guy, the wife got there first. But I don't think he went
No.
over there to kill him. If that he got a confession from him saying that he did kill his sister, maybe then he'd kill him. But he went over there for answers. He's just
Yeah.
emotional.
I don't think he's that psycho to where he would want to
I don't think so.
Unlike the
kill.
wife.
Yeah. The wife
Pietro.
is psycho and wants people dead. But Patrick, I think, is smarter than that and
Yeah.
doesn't want to be put in jail.
I feel like he's got that. He's willing to cross that line, I guess. That's what I feel like
For his sister.
for Patrick. Yeah, I feel like he's just willing to.
don't know.
Maybe you guys are right, and I buy into that. I buy into
If Linley
that.
had admitted something really bad, then yeah.
I don't know.
but-
I just feel like he's got that extra edge to him that makes him
no,
willing
I
to
I think he was
go
just
there.
mad. I think
Yeah.
right now we're seeing this character in a place of he just lost his sister and is so filled with rage, wants to find out who the killer is, and will go against the law to find out. But that doesn't necessarily mean murder. I do think it means beating him up, but that's because, if this guy killed his
Just good
sister,
acting.
I'd want to beat him up too, you know?
I get you.
Yeah, he, has that Irish anger in him. I'm gonna perhaps save the storyline a little bit.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. totally.
Okay.
Question from Boo in the chat. Do you all think the wife killed Molly, or has that been ruled out?
I don't think so. Because they said that Molly and him he says that Molly and him were never hooking up.
Well,
And I kind of believe it.
I don't.
I don't believe
I think that
at all.
she has potentially. I think she killed that other girl.
Oh, she definitely
Yes,
killed the
she
other
did.
girl. I just don't think Molly was one of the students that he was having an affair with. I think we're supposed to be led to believe that this is actually, like, hidden, and he did have sexual relations with Molly, so then the wife would be a suspect, but I don't think he did. Otherwise, the wife would have totally killed her, because Beatrice is a little on the crazy side.
Yeah, I think when it comes down to it, she would definitely kill someone.
Oh yeah, if you slept with her husband, you're on the list, you're dead.
Well, I think, you know, 1 time, shame on you, 2 times, shame on me, 3 times, like, I'm gonna kill some bitch. I mean, that is probably what happened.
Yeah, makes sense.
Well, so let's, you know, like I said, let's save Patrick for a little bit. Grace and Natalie, you know, something very upsetting happened this episode. Yeah. I get that Natalie is a pseudo-mother figure for her because their mother passed away.
For what she has to say about Natalie.
Oh, I heard what you have to say. I totally agree with you about the suspicious Natalie, because she's just a little bit too concerned.
She's too, like, I don't trust her character because her character has no flaws so far. She's just really invested in, like, what happened with her sister. I mean, as you would be, but, like, too invested and too sweet, and I don't trust her, and I think something's up. I think we don't know a lot about Natalie. Yeah, she's too, like, good right now.
I love Natalie. I think she's so adorable.
You're supposed to.
That's what I'm saying. This is what the show is doing to you.
No, I think she's on the good team.
My thing is that she got to London too quickly.
Also, she wants to get the hell out of there. She's blaming it on Grace, but...
She's smart, guys. We cannot forget this. She's so smart. She's a really good lawyer. She only... I just think she planned this whole... I don't trust her because she's too smart and she's acting, like, too sweet and she's too involved in this situation, so I don't trust it.
So maybe she found out that James and Molly were having a thing.
Yeah, it's possible. Probably.
Well,
what do you all think, guys in the chat?
Let us know what you think, because I heard what you said last week, I think it was, Renee, and you said perhaps that Stan, not Stan. Oh, I knew this was going to happen. All right, here we go. James, the reason she hates him so much, Natalie hates him so much, is perhaps, like, they had a thing, or she knows about another thing that was, like, a sexual relationship, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I believe you had the theory of that they had that he, like, maybe molested her in the past, or something happened with them in the past. Did you say something like that?
That was my theory.
That was your theory?
Yeah.
Because that would make sense. I was
thinking they might get together.
Ew, gross.
What?
Hey.
What, James and Natalie?
Wait, no, not James and Natalie. We were talking... Stan.
Go
back to Stan.
And Natalie?
Back to Stan, yeah. Oh, I think that there's a love triangle in the making there. Bringing that up, I think that there's Stan, and then there's
a love something going on.
Detective Bruno.
All about the Bruno and Natalie.
Yeah, no, me too. I'm a big fan.
I'm about Bruno with, like, 5 people in the show.
Hey, all the female characters? There's only so many of them.
If their romance does start up, I just have to say, if Natalie's guilty of something, that's another smart move, is to, like,
sleep with the cop.
To the cop, yeah. Girl, she's smart. I'm just saying.
I also low-key ship Bruno with the prince at the moment.
Oh my god, I was not expecting that.
Me neither.
Well, as we all know, Grace took Natalie's sleeping pills and accidentally tried to, like, commit suicide. Do you guys really think that what she did... Do you think that A, she's telling the truth? No, obviously.
No.
B, she was trying to commit suicide, or C, she knew enough to take to make her get her stomach pumped but not die.
I actually go with B.
She was trying to kill herself.
Yes. However, because she's playing it so well, I feel like she wasn't necessarily heartbroken that she failed. Mm-hmm. You know.
Yeah.
But I feel like that she did go for it, 100%.
I just can't figure this girl out.
We should have a guest here in less than 5 minutes.
Really?
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
FYI, people.
I think because of the way she played it off, I think if she was a little more dramatic about it and wanted it to be, I guess, more public that it seemed, even when she was talking to her sister, then I'd say maybe she really did plan it out. But I definitely think she tried to kill herself and wanted to play it off because that looks bad, considering why would you... It seems like a guilt thing. As opposed to her not wanting to deal with the haters, it does kind of seem like she is starting to feel this guilt, and then she wanted to just end it almost. That's the kind of the vibe I get, because she played it off way too cool afterwards. Like, oh no, like I didn't mean to. You didn't mean to? Did you see the size of that pill container? What do you mean you didn't mean to?
Her video thing, like, just now I was thinking maybe there was a plan before the pill thing.
Do you guys want to... Okay, so recently, I forget what show it was that I was doing, but I became very fascinated with the difference between a psychopath and a sociopath. And they're two different things. So a psychopath, I think, is... Okay, so it's actually somebody that kills and does bad things and does not have a conscience and just doesn't care, and they're kind of, like, inhumane. A sociopath is somebody that knows what they're doing, feels guilt, but is able to compartmentalize it and just continue to do it.
I thought by definition a sociopath is someone who doesn't feel emotion.
I think that's a psychopath. I thought that was a psychopath. Someone...
Yeah. We have two computers.
I think Beatrice is a psychopath.
I thought they were the same thing.
No, they're different things. One is more... Because a sociopath, like, knows what they're doing, kind of, and knows the effect that they're having on people, but are able to continue to do it. And a psychopath is just like...
Yeah, see, I thought a psychopath, they have no understanding, and that's what makes them so unhinged that, the concept of right and wrong is completely lost on them. A sociopath doesn't feel emotion, so, that's why there's this stereotype that they're willing to go on 1 million killing sprees.
Right.
I actually read a thing once that they said sociopaths, like, okay, on TV it makes sense, but really a real-life sociopath, why would you honestly kill a lot of people? You draw so much attention to yourself.
I just want to say we're all looking.
Oh my gosh,
you found something, Renee.
So a sociopath is a person with a personality disorder manifesting itself in extreme antisocial attitudes and behavior and a lack of conscience. So it is very similar to the psychopath. I guess the psychopath actually acts upon, or does illegal... Is it the actions that's the difference?
No, it's the way that they think that's the difference. I didn't write a paper on it or anything, but I did have a weird couple nights where I was like, I don't know what that makes me.
What were you looking for?
I was just,
search history.
Like,
what is a psychopath? What is a sociopath?
It's like the FBI is now watching me because I'm like sitting here Googling.
I feel like my college psych professor is like, come on, you did so well in class. What happened to you?
Confusing. Well, so basically Grace, is there and she does this live video broadcast.
Yeah.
And she does a very good job of explaining herself and even Stan, at first he was like, oh no. And then he said, wow, she's very good at playing this role. But he still thinks
brilliant.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I understand if she's like a crazy person and she's plotting this and doing it, I that's very smart. But I also could understand perhaps why she, would just be doing it to defend herself.
Yeah. It's
I
hard
agree.
to say.
Yeah.
Because she is, again, we're not sure whether to trust her character or not. We don't know how smart she is. She seems manipulative. We're not sure if she'd go to this extreme measure of manipulation, but I wouldn't put it past her. It seemed genuine, but I don't trust it just because of who she is as a character.
Their family is brilliant.
Yeah.
No.
Everyone really did.
Hey guys, maybe it's mom that killed her and she's not really dead.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, that's a very freeform move right there.
Really? Oh God.
We're gonna
Mom
make
is
her
a twin.
next season.
I will say this.
In this show.
Oh, yeah.
Our predictions.
Yeah, but that's one. That show's getting more twisted now that they came back. But
And by that show we mean Pretty Little Liars,
Yes.
of course. Woo woo.
yeah, but
We're
secondly,
not fans of that show. What?
I will say this, that I feel I'm more suspicious of Grace this week than I have been the past two.
Me too, kind of.
Because I feel like, and I think that goes to the nuances of Daisy's performance as Grace. I don't want to jump too far ahead, but after that pivotal scene, she was a little too satisfied at the result. She was like, she looked like she was a little too proud of that she had gotten herself out of it, and that's like, I don't know if that's the emotion I would feel. I would feel relieved, but I wouldn't feel happy. And I feel like that's what you saw in Daisy's eyes, Grace's eyes, and that's why I was like, Man, I'm just starting to go to the other side.
Well, yeah, that was the next thing we're going to talk about is that scene. So when Beatrice comes in, she is already offed her husband, who somehow got shot in the head and didn't die on the scene. Okay, lucky man, but not that lucky.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like, how bad does your luck got to be? You got shot in the head after cheating and you still made it out.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of be nice if he, like, got shot somewhere else that we would be like, okay, that makes sense. Like, I don't... Yeah, people that are typically, you know...
Well, I find it fitting. If you're that sleazy, you deserve to die twice in one season.
Oh, well, you know...
Don't piss off this one.
Clearly. Yeah, but so the way Grace reacted was amazing when Beatrice came in there and tried to kill her.
Yes.
And decided, and Grace basically talked her off the ledge of killing her. And these, you know, things behind her eyes, like the brain, whatever you want to call it, Grace has like second eyes behind her eyes.
Yeah.
Freeform.
One line that really stuck out for me when Grace was talking to Beatrice was when she asked, "Do you feel better now that he's gone?" The way she asked that seemed more of like trying to relate to her in a sense, which made me feel like they were both murderers. In that moment, it felt like that. And she was like, well, did you feel better after, like, you killed them? Trying to relate, and that's why they had that moment after. That's what I got from it, because it was just, it wasn't like, do you feel better after? It was like, do you feel better after you offed him?
Like advice?
Because I did.
Yeah.
So I feel better after I got rid of Molly. It's like, what?
Okay, that's what I think is I think that Grace has murdered somebody. I don't think that it's Molly. I think that she murdered somebody else. How crazy would this be if she was actually... Okay, this is kind of wild, and I'm just going to throw this out there. What if Grace was having sex and had this, like, love affair with James, and she killed her mom because of it? I think that there's something,
so twisted.
You know, maybe she didn't kill Molly, but she has done something very bad aside from, you know, slashing tires and all of that as far, you know, murder. So, I don't know. She got out of it. Beatrice gets arrested. And, you know, we have this Stan and Natalie thing, which we've talked about a little bit. And they definitely have a repertoire, you know, a nice back and forth. And he didn't have a great episode. He didn't have a great week, Stan.
For as innovative as he usually is, yeah, he pretty much got his ass handed to him the whole show.
He did. He really did, you know, because Roz planted this whole thing. And we find out at the end of the episode that she is a lot smarter than she thinks. Because you see these guys get on the bus and take the money from the random guy she hired on the street. And you think, I was thinking, oh, God, that money.
I know, me too.
Yeah, but Stan, you know, at least was like, hey, good news. The person doesn't have the phone. Somebody else has Molly's phone. No, now Roz still has the phone because they were working for her. So she hired two sets of people. Very interesting.
I was surprised that they even gave back the money after only getting like a small amount of it. Like, I'm surprised that must mean that Roz is even more powerful than we think if these guys are cooperating with her rules. I mean, they had a bag full of cash and some leverage, and they give it back to Roz.
Scared of her.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like we don't know. There's a lot more about Roz that we need to learn, because these like tough guys follow through with these rules. They could have had so much more money if they just went on their own way, but they did the job and they gave her back the money and the phone.
I agree. My biggest thing now, if we put them together, Roz, Grace, if we're feeling like one of them did it, who has the bigger motive? Did they work together? That's another question. Yeah. But it's like, who has more of a reason right now? And what's crazy, neither of them really did so far. I mean, it's all speculation, but it's like, what did Molly do to Roz? What did Molly do to Grace? They haven't revealed anything that would point to that yet, which makes the mystery so much more, because that's what I feel like we're leaning toward.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's somebody that we know at this point, obviously, just have gotten to know.
I would hope so. There's so many people.
Yeah, seriously, it's like, if it's somebody else, I'm going to be freaking pissed, because I have, like, memorized all these new people's names.
Well, I was going to say, what if it's A and we have a crossover of Pretty Little Liars?
I feel like A crosses over to all the Freeform shows. At this point.
Every time
I'm
you see
watching-
someone get a text message and drop it.
No, yeah, I'm watching like other Freeform shows and I'm like, A?
I know. Maybe Grace is just like A, and that's why she was so upset.
Yeah, it's like
She's
a
gonna be
thing.
the Uber A.
There's
Yeah.
like paranoid.
That's why she
Pretty Little
disappeared
Liars.
Hey,
from the
London.
last season.
London, that's all I'm gonna say. All right, so we have
I get
Prince
it.
Theo, which I'm like, I need to know more. We finally got a little bit more of him instead of just random snippets of him being
Yeah.
creepy and weird. He did, in fact, get Molly pregnant and was having an affair with her, and he is engaged to be married. So, was that shocking to you guys at all?
No, it's shocking that we found out so soon. I thought it would be like a mystery that we'd uncover, but because we found out so soon, it makes me think he didn't kill her.
I'm actually very glad that they revealed it so much because, they've been hinting at it and, it brings into more question. I still don't understand, where is he really on the hierarchy? Is he the one set to become the king? I don't know. Yes. So we
have a
have
guest
reason to believe
ringing
our
in.
guest is...
Yeah, so I guess we're gonna
trying
do
to
some
call.
Facebook Live afterwards with the guest.
Yes.
But,
He
yeah.
Would you
seems,
like to take that call?
I think you missed it. You missed
Does
it.
someone want to call?
You guys, I guess we're on like Ireland time. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's it's all right.
So,
no,
all right, kid.
So Theo,
Would you...
or what do you
Yeah.
want to do?
I think you're
gentlemen?
okay to step off our set and take that
Yeah.
call, Becca.
Yeah, I want to get good.
Yes.
Good call. Good call.
And while she's at that, can I go ahead and reveal who it is?
Yeah.
Or did you want
Absolutely.
to? I was just gonna say, okay, so guys, we will be going on Facebook Live with our guests, but to let you guys know which actor it is Kevin Ryan.
Yes,
Patrick. Yes. So
That's why we've been saving it.
yeah, we're really sorry that we can't, have him here on, the way we usually do guests, but please stay tuned to Facebook Live. We'll be talking with him. Keep tweeting us your questions, and we'll definitely, we'll get them to him, and we'll hopefully have a good conversation for all the fans.
I do have to say, I would not mind if Prince Theo broke into my apartment and made me dinner.
Spaghetti. I was like, he's making
know.
spaghetti.
I'm like, I'm hungry watching this episode.
Oh, I think we got him.
Ah, welcome.
How are you?
Welcome.
Hi.
Yes.
I'm Sam. Nice to meet you.
Gabriel, nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Renee.
All right. We'll
to
get
meet
you
you.
on the couch right here and
Yes.
put these headphones on. Yeah, right there. So guys, obviously, here's Kevin Ryan,
Yes.
Yes.
also known as Patrick. And, we're going to do a few minutes with him here, and then we are going to do a
Switch
Facebook
over
Live
to
with him.
Facebook Live.
Yeah. So, okay. Hi.
Can you hear
Yeah.
us?
Hello.
No, you can't hear anything.
Oh, no.
That's not good.
Uh-oh.
Let's see. There's another headset. Let's see. Right there. Maybe that is the one.
Oh, I think I
Try.
can hear you.
Can you? Anything?
Yes.
Oh,
Hello, hello?
all right,
Yeah.
guys.
Okay,
We
thank you.
are
Welcome.
on.
You're on.
So we were leaving your storyline till the end a little bit. You had quite the episode. You were running about a lot.
Yeah, it's been a really exciting journey for Patrick. I mean, he's one that's sort of brought into this world from something outside of his control, an element that's outside of his control. And he's fighting for his family and what's right. And he wants revenge on such a deep, connected level that he'll do anything, even if it costs him his own life. So it's been like a really cool sort of action sequence sort of side of the show that Patrick goes on. And it's a very exciting journey. It's full of, sort of cool stunts and bikes and fights and
Yeah.
all the fun stuff.
I'm sure. So I'm going to ask you this question. Like, do you know a lot? Not like you can tell us, but like you as an actor and as a human being, are you just sitting on a bunch of secrets for this show, or are you kept in the dark?
The really cool thing with this show is they only tell us what's absolutely necessary to play certain scenes. So we don't know what's going to happen down the line. So when we're shooting episode 1, 2, 3, 4, we've no clue what's going to happen in 5 or 6 or 7. So it's very exciting to get the material, and you're sort of going through the scripts as fast as you can, to find out.
Yeah, what the writers have planned.
And I was curious, do you feel like for yourself that makes for better acting? Because when something does happen, you do have a more genuine, surprised reaction in those scenes?
Yeah, I mean, I think you don't want to convolute an approach of a scene in your performance. I think, being present and connected with the material than worrying about what's going to happen down the line. Definitely, yeah.
Okay.
Well, we also saw your character, Patrick, with a very beautiful lady this episode where we saw some chemistry
Love triangle.
Yes.
going
Definitely saw
on.
some chemistry.
Yes.
You know, Patrick can be smooth when he wants it.
I mean,
There's a
Love
soft
is in the
spot.
air.
He knew how to
there's
work
a lot
it.
of love in there.
You know, he did when he went and, went to the police officer's apartment. I'm blanking on her name right now because there's some... Gwendolyn.
Yes.
Yes, so you went and kind of like scared her, but then seduced her, which was, that takes talent.
You know, Patrick's a complicated guy.
Very.
Yeah, it's amazing actually. Still within his search and having his heart broken, he manages to find a little bit of love
Romance.
a little bit of romance in there. But no, it's a lot of fun, and it's again, we had no idea what direction we were going to go in, so you sort of like not really discuss too much of what a relationship's going to be. That's more for us to figure out, and then I guess they'll look at that and say, oh, maybe we can go this option or whatever. So
Okay.
Yeah.
it was a lot of fun.
Well, realistically, it's not the best time for anybody to be like shacking up or anything,
Anyone involved in the case.
Yeah, you guys have a lot to do. You have a lot going on.
Gotta solve the murder.
Well,
It's a very, very busy world, and the great thing is every single thing in our scripts, like every element, links up to something else. So that's like a really fascinating thing to be part of as an actor, because you're just paying attention to every little beat. So everything you do on screen will serve something else, and that's an exciting part of the show for me. But yeah, I mean, it's fun exploring not just the violent side, but then the romantic side as well. And
Oh, okay, so there's going to be a
It's a blast.
romantic side. Okay.
I'm down to romance.
I actually have a question, for you. Freeform, we've talked about it on this show, that guilt is really... they're really indicative of the edgier side, the more racy scenes that we have. You're no stranger to it from your time on Copper.
yes.
And I was wondering, do you feel that prepared you for more of the racier scenes that we see in Guilt?
I knew that question was going to come up at some point.
Well, do you guys know?
Yes is the answer. I think
Yes.
there is quite a huge similarity between Maguire on Copper and Patrick on Guilt. Just the level of pain behind the two, and then there's a search, and it's like I'm getting typecast in all these like these characters in deep pain that are on this life search. But definitely there, and the violent side and sort of reactive, the way he responded is similar to Patrick. It's sort of like a mad bull ready to go out of a cage.
Yeah.
But it's definitely is the answer. Yeah, there's definitely commonalities between the two.
And I find it shocking because on Copper you play a detective. Technically, you're the fugitive now, and I find that. So
You know
for
what?
you to say
It's
they're similar, it's like,
don't they say a cop and a criminal is just a different flip side of a coin?
It's
Still trying to
It's the
detect.
same mind. It's
Yes.
the same mind. It's just you're on a different side, really.
I find
Yeah.
that shocking. That's very cool, though, and I feel like we see a lot of you on Copper, so I thought, well, if anything happens with this character, he's certainly no stranger to it, so I think a lot of the fans might be waiting for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And I know the fans have been hugely supportive from Copper transferring onto Guilt, and they've all been watching that, so it's been amazing.
That is very exciting. And Copper
Yeah.
is a great show if you guys haven't seen it. I'm a big fan. And I was very excited to see you on this show. Towards the end of the episode, we hear Gwendolyn and Patrick, talking. She says, I realize now that you were telling me the truth. He says, well, can I just go? And first of all, I love the fact that she said, no, you committed many other crimes and you can't just leave. She said that you need to leave London and basically you will not get in trouble. But that's not about to happen, I'm assuming.
Maybe.
Maybe not.
He was asked politely to leave London, but I don't think Patrick is done yet.
No.
no way.
He wants his answers. He's not ready to go back.
I
I'm
feel
just-
like there's a certain sergeant, lieutenant in, in the police force now that, is another reason for him to stay.
I'm
Just saying.
assuming that even if he tries to leave, something is going to hold him back.
Yes.
There's going to be some sort of conflict that's
Yeah,
gonna hold him back.
it makes it really interesting because now he has to work under the radar.
Yeah.
That was kind of another element of just the cool, badass character that he is, and it's sort of like we're going around openly punching heads. Now he has to do it under the radar, you know?
He doesn't seem like the most subtle character. So.
No.
And what happened?
Could you really not pay for your own hydrogen peroxide? Like, was that necessary? It's like
Yeah, he's one of those guys that just reacts and does his thing. He's not worried about fingerprints or anything like that.
Well, we all, there's a lot more that we're going to find out about him,
Yes.
I think. And, we all know at this point that the Professor Linley did not do it. So it's still
My
at
shock.
large.
He was like my number one suspect.
that's one suspect down.
Mm-hmm.
My number one
There's
suspect
many.
in the first episode.
Okay, so I really don't know how much you know, so I don't even know if you can answer these questions. But as you yourself, who do you think is guilty? Who do you think are the biggest suspects?
I do not speak English.
Okay, well then a different
I am
question.
sworn to secrecy.
Tell me a little bit of a fun story from set.
I'll tell you a fun story. So
Okay.
we were shooting. Patrick ends up living on a houseboat.
Mm-hmm.
So we were shooting this, and when we were shooting, we'd set up everything. We've done all the rehearsals, everything ready to go, and like even the camera rehearsals. And we get on the boat, we get into position, and next thing, the boat starts sinking. There's water coming in. All the camera crew are running out with all their equipment, and then it's like, okay, what are we gonna do? And they're trying to pump the water out. It's like, okay, we're gonna have to cancel the whole thing. And I'm like, I turn around to the producer and I'm like, well, of course, Billy Zane is on our show. The boat sinks.
I was thinking Titanic. I was.
Everything he's in, a boat sinks.
Oh my god.
It's his fault.
You cannot make that up.
Yeah, that's a really good
Like,
one.
nope, can't be on the show anymore, sorry.
Yeah, do not get on a boat if Billy Zane is on your show.
All right, real quick, guys. We have a couple minutes left, so we're gonna get into some quick predictions
Okay.
and give some shout outs.
Alrighty.
Now, your AfterBuzz TV.
It's like being abducted, isn't it?
Very strange.
The lighting's fun.
We're on a spaceship.
Before time.
I just have two romantic predictions, and I think we kind of saw a little bit of both. Just that Gwen and Patrick are gonna, maybe connect in a certain way. And also Bruno and Natalie. I see those two happening.
Predicting
Not bad. Not bad predictions. Not bad. Not bad.
predicting romantic relationships, I'm still thinking Natalie and Stan
Yeah.
are gonna have a hookup.
I still think you gotta feel really guilty to hook up with Stan as a character, but okay. I might be wrong.
Yeah, I think Stan's married to his ego.
Yes, thank you.
That too. Yeah.
We have a theory about Natalie, by the way. We think that she might not be as sweet and innocent
I
as
don't
she
trust
We?
Innocent.
No, I'm
One
just
bit.
kidding.
I think
Besides
she's too
him.
sweet, too concerned with the situation, and she's the only character thus far in the show where you're like, no, she couldn't have possibly been part of anything
Yeah.
bad. She's too sweet. That's why I don't trust
I
her.
was
Yeah, I mean, I
supportive
think
of
that's
this.
with everything. As you see the roles sort of develop, you find out that everyone has a little bit of guilt.
Yeah, a lot of
It's-
it.
It's all structured that way, and I think
Show
it's,
title.
most people have things they're not proud of or whatever. Like you try and bury or whatever, and then it's that they all surface in the show, so
Yeah.
you get to know each character on a very deep level throughout the whole thing.
It's a good vague
So-
answer.
Speaking of which, as far as my prediction, I actually feel like we're going to see a darker side of Grace the next episode, because I feel like she was painted in a more innocent light the first two, but I think we're going to see maybe that darker side that makes you really question
Whether
you know,
she's a killer or not.
Yes, I
Yeah.
feel like she's gonna be more of a suspect number one. And then I wouldn't be surprised, we know Roz and Molly, we have strong suspicions about a history, and I still feel like Grace might somehow play into that, whether, knowingly or drunkenly, but I feel like we're gonna see it. I feel like it's just gonna pop up.
Yeah.
Speaking of people being killers,
Why you
what
look
you
at
were
me when I say
talking
that?
about what you were talking about
Right
earlier.
there.
Don't point at me. I'm innocent until proven.
Well, he was pointing at
Okay.
Patrick earlier
Oh.
Oh,
about
Oh, yeah,
the
we did
beginning of the
discuss
episode.
this.
We
Yeah.
discussed that he thought Patrick could have killed Linley.
Linley.
Okay, so we were speaking to that. Pretty much, I felt that Patrick he went with the intention of killing Linley in that scene. They believe that it was more with the intention of just roughing him up for information. Are you able to disclose his true intentions if it's not going to...
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I was sort of left to me how I played it, but
okay.
how I played it was I was going to rough him up to get the information, and if I got it, that if he told me he did it, I would have killed him.
Yeah.
You know,
Rage.
But there are so many guilty people, and my prediction is that I completely agree with you in that everybody is guilty of something. I don't think that I don't think that Grace killed Molly, but I think
She's
that
guilty
she
of a lot.
perhaps killed somebody else or knows who killed Molly and
Ooh, maybe
is scared, oh God, I know he's just like, Jesus,
You
I'm
guys.
under contract, so I just can't do it. All right.
I know
Yeah, I have to be very careful what I say.
What's
Yeah.
English?
Well, listen, guys, this is all the time that we have for tonight. So thank you so much for coming
Thank you
in.
guys
They're
so much
really
for having me
good.
on. It's been a blast.
Where can all the fans find you on social media?
Kevin Ryan II is on Twitter. You'll find me on Facebook under Kevin Ryan. You'll check out the website, guilttv.com. Guilt TV on Twitter, Freeform TV, and you'll find everything on the show there. But thank you guys. It's been amazing
of course,
being here.
awesome. To you.
Watch Guilt.
Yes,
Oh,
watch that, guys.
Of course.
Mondays.
Hey guys, I'm Renee Ariel, and you can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at Renee Ariel.
I'm Becca Brown. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Becca B Talks TV.
Hi, I'm Gabriel, and you can find me on Twitter all the time at Double G on TV.
And guys, I'm Sam Davidson. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at SamD43, online at SamDavidsonEntertainment.com, and of course, don't forget to follow AfterBuzz TV at AfterBuzz TV on all social media platforms and use the hashtag ABTVGuilt. We will see you in 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yes.
Bye, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Bye.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.